in terms of outgoings before you move over, home insurance, you need to have that in place and prove to the notaire that you've got a year's worth of house insurance in place. Visas, I think you're looking about £800. So this is from Rachel. Can all photocopies related to visa be done at home? Do you think it's possible to sell my UK car VW in France rather than drive it back? But before any of that, roll intro. Bonjour les poux. Ça va? Good morning from a rainy département says La Charente, the northernmost tip of the southwest of France. It's actually afternoon today. So, do you know where the northernmost tip of the southwest of France comes from? It's because I had a comment a good few months ago saying, you keep saying the southwest of France and you live in the central part of the France. So, after quite a bit of research, I confirmed that we are literally the northernmost tip of the southwest of France. Still the southwest. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to answer some of your questions on how to move over to France, around healthcare coverage that we needed, money exchange, the company that we used, and that sort of stuff. So stick around. But I need to go get my hair cut. Do you want to come? Absolute zero requirement for these people. Slow-mo. On y va. Good afternoon, and welcome to the office. Right, that was many hours ago getting my hair cut, and I'd spent 20 minutes having a conversation with a French hairdresser who couldn't speak English, and we were conversing in French, and she understood everything I said. It was very basic, and I understood about 40% of what she was saying, but we got by. Anyway, questions. I'll do some questions and then I will add my own to it. So this is from Rachel. Question for Monday, removing. Can all photocopies related to visa be done at home and in black and white, or do they have to be done at a printer's? No, we just used that photocopy there, and it is a colour one, and I think we used a colour photocopier. We used colour photocopies, I should say. I'm pretty sure they can take black and white. I don't remember there being a stipulation as to whether it needs to be in colour. Do you think it's possible to sell my UK car VW in France rather than drive it back? I've got to be honest with you, we looked into that, and there's no market really for right-hand drive cars that have not been converted to French standards over here in France. You could try Le Bon Coin, which is a bit like French eBay, although the French do have an eBay. But honestly, I think you'd be struggling. I think you would. But it's a good question though, because other people will be thinking that too. So, and then there is a question from Talk Amongst Yourselves from Annie Dodd. Question for Monday: which company would you recommend for mutual top-up insurance? We used AXA, and so for a family of four, it's €153, but that's with an extra bit as well, which protects us for injury outside of or within the garden. I can't remember, but we went for the extra stuff. So for those of you that don't know, the French healthcare system is amazing. I think they pay up to 70% of your costs, and then you need to. Well, I actually don't think you need to top up mutual. Some people don't get it, and then we'll pay the difference, which is all well and good. But if the difference is £30,000, then you're going to need to find €30,000. So you may never need the top up mutual, but it's a bit like car insurance. You might go 10 years without having a crash, but then that one day that you do, and then you need to replace a £26,000 car, then you're going to be in trouble. So I had a great conversation with Dave Johnson today. He's an ex-inspector from the police, and him and his wife Jo, who's still working for the police as a detective chief inspector, I believe, they are thinking of moving over, and it's a real possibility for them. So the questions that he asked, I will answer them here. So in terms of money transfers, we used a company called Lumon, and you will need a company like that, because I believe it's expensive to do bank transfers from your English account into a French account, I believe. And so we used a company called Lumon. And so on the day that we found this house, what I'd done is I'd transferred over a large amount of money from my NatWest account into my Lumon account. And that just stayed there as Great British pounds. And then on the day that we found this house, I phoned up Lumon and I asked them to buy that amount of money in euros, which is it was £185,000, and turn that into euros. The day before I did that, the exchange rate was 1.15. The day that I did the money transfer, or I bought the euros, it went up to 1.17, and then the day after it went back to 1.15. So you're going to need to think strategically as to the date that you transfer your money across. I'm pretty sure there are other ways of doing it. I'm pretty sure that there are other ways of, or there are other companies. They don't charge a fee, but what they'll do is they will, whatever the base rate is, they may knock a little bit off. So if the base rate, if the exchange rate is 1.17, they may charge you 1.165, and that's how they make their money. In terms of how we live day to day, we've got a French bank account, which is our AXA account. You will need a French bank account because they've got IBAN numbers and RIB numbers, which unless you've got an IBAN and a RIB, you won't be able to set up direct debits for like your water bill and car insurance and the like. But that is just really for direct debits. We use Revolut, so all my money gets paid into my NatWest account in the UK, and then as and when I need the money, I will transfer it using my Revolut app. So it's not a bank that exists, but it's a very, very popular online bank. It's very, very safe to use. Lots of immigrants use Revolut. And it doesn't even have to be in euros. You could use your Revolut account if you were going on holiday to America, and instead of transferring it into pounds, you transfer it into dollars, and it's contactless, sans contact. So it can just be used as any debit card in the UK. Let's move on to health insurance. So when you apply for your visa back in the UK, and you have to apply for it in your home country. You can't move to France and apply for it here. It has to be applied for in your home country. You do need 12 months worth of health insurance. Now,
that was an absolute minefield for us. Minefield for us. Because I was going online and getting all sorts of quotes, and they were quoting us between £8,000 and £9,000 for a family of 4. Back then I was 51, Lisa was 43, and the kids were just kids. What I didn't realise was the type of health insurance that I was looking at and was being quoted for was for like worldwide, get your turkey tea free type of healthcare cover, which is not what you want to get. So we used a company, and it's a fantastic company, called Fab French, and they are English speaking. And so we provided them with all our details, and they went shopping around for us. So they're a broker. And so they got us health insurance with a company called Mondial. Now, the reason why we went with Fab French was because they advertised it as a visa healthcare compliant policy. Got there in the end. So they said we could either pay €3,600 for the 4 of us. Now, Dave and his wife Jo, and it's just those two, have also been quoted €3,600, and it's just the two of them. Or we could pay €4,000, an extra €400, and if we got turned down on our visas purely because we got the wrong health insurance, then we'd get a full refund. In hindsight, I don't think I should have paid the extra 400 because Fab French know what they're doing, and so the one that they were quoting us for 3,600 without the security, it would have got us through. It would have got us through the visa. So Fab French is a really good company. If I think of anything else, I will speak about it tomorrow. Don't go away. There is more to come on this video because I film over Saturday and Sunday. And Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for Monday's video, and today's Saturday. So keep watching. Here's the nighttime view of the sky and the Charente. I'll see you tomorrow.
As-tu faim? D'accord. À table. Bon appétit. Who wants to chop and chat? I know I do. Wonder how long it's going to be before the cats. Oh, the cats are there. Just off camera. So Robbie's been poorly in bed, and Lisa was poorly yesterday. I'm okay. I'm normally the last to get anything, or if I actually get it. But one thing I forgot to say yesterday, in terms of outgoings before you move over, is home insurance. You need to have that in place and prove to the notaire that you've got a year's worth of house insurance in place. So that's another cost. So if you think about visas, yes, you're looking at to get the visa appointments for 2 people, to actually apply for the visas, and then to validate them. I think you're looking at about £800. I'll keep that as it is. Then the buyer pays the estate agent fees, the immobilier fees, but that's normally within the house price anyway, so you don't really get to see that. And what was the other one?
So you've got the year's worth of house insurance. You need to pay the remainder year of your tax foncier. That health insurance, by the way, is only if you don't qualify for an S1 form. And the notaire fees, which you need to pay before you actually move over, is around about 6 or 7% of the total house price. So you need to bear that in mind. But we sorted our house insurance again through Fab French, and so we're not sponsored by Fab French. I might email them later actually and say, listen, I mentioned you on the channel. Is there any chance you can mention us on your websites and stuff like that? But yeah, we found Fab French really, really good, really, really professional, and they also do seminars as well. Yes, that's worth bearing in mind. None of these bits of wood are going to stand up, are they? Nah. It started to rain, so I'm going to have to go in. Yeah, honestly, if you've got any other questions, ask them in the comments below. Always happy. I just want to give a massive shout out to Pete and Gemma, who we've been speaking with, and it's just an example of how generous people are. So it was Lisa's birthday a few weeks ago, and they sent her a lovely hamper that came in the post yesterday, and we were absolutely blown away by it. And it's a handmade wicker hamper by a particular company that I can't remember the name of, because I don't mix in those circles, darling, unlike Pete and Gemma. And it was just lovely, because it was only about last week, Lisa and I were saying, we should take the kids on a picnic when the weather gets nicer. But we haven't got a picnic basket, and now we have. So, huge shout out. Right, don't know what next is. It's going to be quick because the camera's getting wet and it's not a cheap camera. So let's do that.
So you break up on the 14th of February, Minx, yeah?
I might not come on the 14th, but...
Well, that's made us really happy. Twin number 2 coming over, potentially in February. I'm going to keep nagging at her until she does. It's fine. She doesn't watch these videos. But yeah, stick around, because tomorrow, that's the heater kicking in, tomorrow we'll have a chat with Jean-Pierre Lacroix. See you tomorrow.
Good morning. A few updates for you. So I emailed Fabian from Fab French yesterday, and we've been in email contact, and we're going to have a telephone meeting with him on Friday to see how our channel can help Fab French. So if you do contact Fab French in an email, please mention that you've been recommended to by us, and something else that I want to show you. I've been after one of these ever since we got to France. And obviously, and those eggs. That was the kind ladies in the charity shop in our village. Yeah, so thank you to them. Anyway, I need to do a job that I've been putting off. And it's an amalgamation of boxes that we've amassed over the last few months, especially Christmas. And I need to go to the déchetterie. It's 10:20 now nearly. It shuts at 12. And if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I got into a lot of trouble last time for going with my daughter Rosie at 5 to 12. Got shouted at. And it's also the first time that we'll have used our déchetterie card. So let's do that.
If I can't be with you, I'd rather be by myself. No, I can't lie, I don't want anybody else. Those I want you right now. If I could show you somehow how much you mean to me. If you could only see. Baby, you know I don't want anybody else. No one but you. You make me feel the way I do. All that I want is to have you to myself. No one but you. You make me feel the way I do. The way I do. Yeah. The way I do.
Bonne journée. Au revoir. Oh. Bonjour. Non. Pas de problème. À plus. Come in. Bonjour. Ça va?
Ça va? Assieds-toi. Merci. So thanks, Jean-Pierre, for coming again today. Last week, I set you some homework, some devoir. It was to find out about the French motto so you can integrate into France more easily. Did you do your homework? I have done some research, Jean-Pierre, and the French motto is égalité, liberté and fraternité. So freedom, equality and brotherhood. Ah, très bien. I have a pronunciation test for you. Can you say the French word for lawn? Is it pelouse? Pathétique. You need to feel a vibration on your palate. Sorry, what is it? Pelouse. Pelouse? 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 C'est ça. Can you say the English word clothes? Clothes? No, clothes. Clothes? Les vêtements. I'm not playing your silly English games. See you next week? Peut-être. Je sais pas. I think I've annoyed him.
Laters.